Hey guys, this is Striker. This is my first video commentary, so a lot of this is new to me, even though it's also new to you. Before I introduce myself, let me quickly, since the game has already started, let me talk about my strategy here. I like to draw places that are good towns to loot from, but are generally going to be uncontested based on kind of a distance thing. So usually, 2 to 3 squares away, not usually typically in the beginning of the drop because people still kind of fly far when it's right in the beginning. So I choose Lapoca because it's kind of that perfect mix. Let's see, we'll look around. I think I look around and also I'm recording this commentary not live. It's after the fact. I may experiment doing live commentaries as well. But anyways, since now we have a nice little distance to fly and it's clear that I'm alone, let me quickly introduce myself. So I come from, just like a lot of PUBG competitive players, I come from a Counter-Strike background, but I played it way back in the day, early 1.6 days, as well as CS Source. I played in the DirecTV's Championship Gaming Series in their Combine tournaments, both of them, and was at the highest level in CVP and ESEA Invite and even Cal-I back when that was a thing. But I stopped playing professional Counter-Strike years ago before CSGO came out, although maybe that was a mistake just based on how much money CSGO brought back into competitive Counter-Strike. But I've played with a lot of great people, a lot of them still playing today, and PUBG has kind of brought back that amazing adrenaline rush that I first got when I started playing Counter-Strike. So I fell in love with the game and played for fun and was doing pretty well, and I made the top 50 pretty quickly. So I figured I would start recording my games and doing some commentaries and see if you guys, see if I can get back to the community, see if it helps some players. Now, the way I play, I'm going to be flat out honest from the beginning. Not necessarily the most entertaining, when you're watching it, it's not going to be necessarily always exciting. It's definitely a more boring play style. Try to avoid early conflict if possible. And it definitely involves like a lot of camping and driving, and that's not for everyone. But this game is, if you're trying to win, you're trying to rank up consistently. It's an effective play style, and you certainly have to be good at the game before you can, when you make it to top 10, you still got to be good to win those engagements. But once you've got gunplay down and your movement down and some basic strategy, this can start working for you if you want to rank up. And it's a battle royale game, right? It's not about getting the most kills. It's about getting the last kill. And I don't judge you if you only get 1 kill a game and you're winning. That's amazing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I also don't judge you if you want to drop school every round and just have a bloodbath. To me, this game isn't a DM game. What's exciting is like making it to that top 10, winning those chicken dinners. And that's where I have the most fun, is in those final circles. But obviously, like when custom games come out, I would love to deathmatch, and like I'm sure someone will create deathmatch servers, and that'd be a great way to get your gun game even better. But I feel like I've got that decently down. I won't say I have the best aim in the game, but it's enough to rank up and win me engagements that count. And yeah, and also like I'm gonna experiment with potentially fast forwarding looting in the future. Certain parts that are boring. Even by the time I finish this video, I might have fast forwarded some parts. I'm gonna record the commentary, watching the whole video back in real time, kind of decide which parts I can skip, which parts I don't. I also I left the sound all the way up, at least on most parts, because I need you to hear what I'm hearing. Sound is so important. It's the most important part of the game. Hang on, let me take a break and quickly explain my loot pattern here. So I started with the warehouses, and then I went straight to the diner. One, because they're good places to loot. They're very open. They have a lot of loot per capita. But two, in case someone drives over here and comes late, either I'll catch them going to the diner, or the diner at least won't have any good loot left in it. And I would say the style I play, I guess if I were gonna call it something, I would call it passive aggressive, right? So, I try and get to somewhere close in the center of the circle, and so I don't have to reposition too much. if possible. But if someone tries to take my position from me, I get aggressive. I don't just like wait in the house and let them come to me. If I hear them driving up, I will exit. I will try and shoot them out of a car if they're coming up in a car. I try not to let them get out and get out of my sight and like get into my house. I think that's dangerous. A lot can go wrong, even if you're a better player. You know, sometimes, you know, like maybe they have a shotgun and you only have an AK, and they just get a nice, really nice shot on you. There's nothing you can do. But if you have a sound advantage, right? So you got to use your sound. You got to get out there and try and take them out before they get too close. So all right, so now I'm just like standard loot pattern. I'm gonna go to the places where I think have the best loot as quickly as possible. Lapoka's, was it in the circle? I forgot. I think it was in the circle, so I have time, a lot of extra time to loot. Anyways, so I leave sound all the way up because I need you to hear what I'm hearing. So many of my decisions are based on even the tiniest little footstep that I hear in a house. So I'm sorry if it gets a little loud at times, but it's important, I think. So yeah, first thing is, if you don't have a great headset, get a good one. You know, some of the gaming headsets are honestly not that good. Look into getting a nice pair of headphones, like Sennheiser's, Bear Dynamics, and you know, just get a microphone that you can. There's mod mics, you can attach it onto your headset itself, or you can just use kind of like a pretty cheap desktop mic. So much more important to have good sound than like have a headset that's all in one. Got some network lag, classic PUBG. So yeah, the beginning of the game is probably going to be a little boring. And it's just like my ideal setup is usually like an AK for close range, close medium range, and an M16 for like with a 4X for longer range, sometimes an 8X. M16 is like an alternative to a sniper rifle because when you get to, at least for me, my experience, when you get to top 200, top 500, people don't make it super easy for you to Kar 98 them in the face. Like when the stats reset, I always have a Kar 98 on me because I see a lot of people just prone in the field, standing still, or crouched at a tree, standing still, and you can get a lot of easy headshots. So right now I actually pick up Kar 98, despite what I just said, because I just wanted to switch it up. I've been using M16 a lot, and the way I play like puts me in a lot of close and medium range situations anyway. So really the Kar 98 comes down to those final circles, and it can be kind of effective in a 1v1 or 2 or final 3. But you'll see, I actually changed my mind, and you'll see why. I'll explain that. Anyways, I love the AK. Not a lot of people use it. I don't see like a lot of the top streamers using it. I see a lot of M16s, M4s. It's preference, honestly. At the end of the day, it's use what you're really good with. I'm really good with an AK close medium range. It hits hard. I can full auto it with it pretty accurately at that range. I grabbed this bike because I want to have a vehicle near me. I didn't see one when I was parachuting, so full disclosure, I'm a terrible driver. I'm gonna take it to where I want to loot next. Just kind of have it near me. I see a buggy too. Haven't quite decided which one I'm gonna take yet. So, resuming my loot pattern here. So at this point, I found a suppressor, and in my head I'm like, So suppressor brings an interesting opportunity, right? I would actually prefer to have an M16 suppressed. Like, definitely would prefer to have an M16 suppressed with a 4X as my kind of alternative to a sniper than a Kar 98 unsuppressed. Kar 98 it's so loud, it reveals your position to everyone within like, I don't know, 400 meters, maybe more. And an M16, you know, even suppressed, you can definitely hear it, like probably up to 300 meters ish. It's faint, like 200 meters you can very clearly hear it. But it takes a little bit longer to pinpoint, right? So I think like it gives me an opportunity to get some shots off without very quickly being retaliated against. And to me, that's a big advantage. And I can also kind of swap between the suppressor between the AK and the M16. So I come back for them 16, and that's what we're gonna do. All right. So in the time that we've been free looting, almost half of everyone on the island has died. So we're already down to 50 players. Now, it's totally fine if you want to drop to a higher risk area. I don't see the point, unless you're trying to improve yourself, or you just don't want to be bored for the beginning of the game, which is understandable. I don't see the point, because even if you're really good, if someone outpositioned you, or you just missed something slight, or they get the drop on you, you derank pretty hard, pretty quickly. Now, if you drop further, worst case scenario, there's usually only one, maybe two other people with me. Usually when I do this, it's completely uncontested. But if it's one other person, I have strategies to kind of keep them at bay, keep eyes on them, get aggressive early once you get a gun, and just kind of get vision on them right away and take them out. When you drop in like Pachinki, it's just there's just too many people to keep track of, and they relocate so often. Right now, when I do this, like I have free loot for the first circle. Sometimes, like if you're in a very, very high loot area, you have free loot in the blue because you have so many meds and you can just kind of get everything you possibly can need. And like getting the right gear, it's not critical, but it helps. And I mean, every single time you do it, you're gonna end up with good gear quickly. So I heard someone drive in. I know they're at the warehouses. So I'm gonna try and get vision on them right away. So I don't see their car. I'm like thinking it's probably parked at the warehouse. I'm just trying to get some height advantage and get vision. Oh, now I see him. Hit 3 shots. Whiffing. Finally got him. So again, my aim's not perfect, but I hit, I don't know, half my shots there and got him just in time before he got into the warehouse. And if he got into the warehouse, I would have just rushed, got aggressive with my AK. Because we have the suppressor also, he didn't exactly react quickly and know exactly where he was being shot from. It took him a couple seconds before he was like, oh, I need to get to cover because I'm exposed. And I hear another car. Buggy in the distance. But it doesn't seem like it's getting close enough to me. So I'm looting him. I took his vest. Even though it's half broken, to me it's worth it. It tanks hard enough that it could save my life. And I can always pick up another vest off another body. The only time I wouldn't have it is like 2 shots from getting broken. Same thing with helmets. If you ever have a level 3 helmet, even more so with helmets, even if the helmet has like 1 durability left, you should pick it up because a level 3 helmet is, at least it's going to tank that Kar 98 shot to the face if you have full health. It's worth it every time. It's always worth it. So I hear the UAS, see him, hit 2 shots, 3 shots. I can't finish him. I thought I hit him in the face. I guess I didn't. So close. I was really disappointed that I didn't kill him. Tried so hard. I almost thought I hit him again, but I guess that I didn't. Alright, so we're done. I wish I got that kill, but we'll take the dossier. Thanks. Appreciate that guy bringing it to me. And with that, we're going to relocate somewhere in the center of the circle. So I'm kind of looking for spots. I like to go as center as possible without going into a super, super dense area, so that way, I can defend myself pretty openly. So Yasnaya is just out of the question. There's just too many apartments. It's too urban, too many places where people could be already. Even if I pick a spot that has somebody in it, I can getting aggressive in one house is easy compared to like worrying about an entire town. So I picked the outskirts of Yasnaya. Now I'm going to let go of the gas because I don't have that much, and I've already got a good enough speed. There's a lot of downhill coming up. So, just try not to waste it. I hear another car nearby. It's weird I don't see him. I think he was on the road. I think I got a glimpse at him. Alright, so I love those red 2-story houses. The big open ones. They have a lot of good space to position yourself in. So I'm gonna choose it. So I want to position my car outside the window you can jump out of. I actually messed up because that wasn't it. I was all turned around, I guess. Now, my hunch is that it's clear. I don't want to initially go upstairs and clear it because I like to wait downstairs for a bit, see if I hear someone take even a baby step upstairs. That reveals a ton of information. Just waiting a few seconds, usually people don't stand completely still. They don't think you have good enough sound to hear them even crawl around or like take a baby step, crouch walk. But I can hear it, and you know, I don't hear anything. I'm like, oh shoot, my car is in a bad spot. I like to have it in a place I can get away. So I'm just gonna clear it just in case, but because I waited a few seconds, my hunch is that it's clear. Also, always got to be cognizant of vehicles parked outside. I didn't see any driving in. And network lag again. At a great spot right next to the window where I can get shot in the face. So I'm just gonna wait this out. Like I said, not a super exciting way to play. I understand if that's not how you want to play, but I have roughly 20% win rate, so it works really well. Now, actually, I also say this game ends up becoming a little different than usual. I end up taking some positions that are more exposed than I like, but I'll explain why I do that. And yeah, so it will get a little more exciting, a little bit, not much. So I'm circling that spot because I know I'm going to turn this into a commentary after, or I'm hoping I'll be able to turn it into a commentary after if I win. I'm circling because that's where I think my next spot will be, but I'm not sure because I'm waiting for the circle to close. And I like to go, as soon as the circle closes and I know the new center, I like to go immediately before other people take that spot. I want to be there first. And now it's very possible I won't be there first because someone could have gotten there in the previous circle. But most of the time I am. So I'm going, I'm checking right, checking left. People can sneak up. I'm trying to get back up, but I can't because I was stuck on that wheat or whatever that is. Now I'm getting out. So if I drove straight there, I'd have to drive right through Yasnaya. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to head a little bit outside, and I screw up, hit a bump. Luckily, car turns over. Be careful about exiting your vehicle too early in that situation because one, it might not turn over. Two, it might turn over and land on you. That's happened to me more times than I want to admit. So be careful. Just make sure you come to a full, complete stop before you get out. Luckily, car flipped back over. We were okay. Oh, I also filled up the gas in a very dangerous spot, but like I had to do it. It was a risk. Definitely can get car 98 in the face right there. It has happened. Not very often, but it happens. So sometimes you got to roll the dice. Slow down for this bump. It's super dangerous. Again, I'm not the best driver, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Alright, so we're going to go around and then cut left. Oh, by the way, the spot I picked is like a warehouse on top of the hill. Not my ideal location. It's kind of exposed to, you know, there's certain parts of it that are exposed, but to me, I feel like it's my best bet. It's also a pretty common contested spot, so I'm expecting someone to probably be there. But you'll see in a second. I don't want to spoil it. So I hear another car rolling up. Sounds really close to me. And then I pass a UAZ, so I'm like, okay, someone's here. They run up to the warehouse. I want to get vision on this car that just stopped. I don't know where he went. I think he's below the hill. Wait a few seconds to see if he comes up. That's the UAZ I spotted earlier. Now I'm just trying to get vision of this guy. I'm kind of freaked out, a little worried. I cannot find his car. I think it's east of the hill. But I'm afraid to, you know, just run right into him, because he could just be crouched camping somewhere. So instead I decided to reposition to the rocks, far away from my car, not where he thinks I would be. And I'm definitely exposed. It's super dangerous right now. Just trying to get vision on this guy. I don't know where he went. I don't see his car anywhere. It must be right below the hill northeast. I'm trying to get between these rocks, but it turns out you can't stand there. So I'm like, okay, I need to find a new spot. I see these rocks, and I remember I played here before. It's a pretty great spot. Obviously better in third person than first, but you just gotta rely on sound, right? So I think I switched my AK because I figure by the time I hear them, they're at a range that's a good medium 2x AK range if they run up to me. And yeah, we're just gonna chill here for a bit, let the circle get smaller. I'm expecting there's a decent chance I might get in the next circle, but if not, I won't be too far away. The more center you are, the higher chance you have of being in the next circle. If you're dead center, there's almost no way you can't be in the next circle. At least you'd be on the edge, just by physics. So I hear bike. I switch to the 4X because I want to get some distance on him. Lose track of him. It sounds like going up the hill towards the warehouse. Maybe. And I hate the micromanagement. I wish I didn't have to keep switching my silencer around. But I'm in a safe enough place where I just decide to do it. The suppressor definitely can make a difference in this situation. Drop the red dot. I don't need two of them. If anything, the red dot may go on my AK in a close range situation, but it's never going on my M16, so. So at this point, we're just waiting to hear some sound, get some information, and the circle to close. Also, I chose this spot. I forgot to mention, I chose this spot because getting height advantage in these circles really helps, and you'll see why. So I hear some sound. I know the shot's probably 200 meters away. I want to get vision on him. He just killed someone. Oh, there he is. And I somehow whiffed so many shots. I feel like they were on him, just slightly missed, I guess. I'm trying to get vision of him again. He doesn't know exactly where I am. Now I think he spotted me. This guy's smart. He never stops moving. But he's really lucky. I'm missing some really bad shots. Hit him twice. I'm just thinking, oh, what a disaster. That was such a bad bad round of shots. But the suppressor helps a lot because he saw me, or he may have seen the tip of me, but it's not giving away my position to too many other players, and he might not have perfectly pinpointed me. Although if he saw me, then he knows. But he knows my general direction for sure. I mean, we're only like 150 meters from each other, and I figure his next spot is to be positioned on top of the hill, looking down at me because I have to move. Circle's moving. I have to get towards this hill. Switch to the AK because we're at a range that's close enough to me that I'd prefer it. I want the full auto. I want to hit harder. I want to sneak up on him up here, but I thought it was climbable. It's just, at this point, I'm like, I think it's just too steep. I think I'm going to go for it anyways, and then it doesn't work out. Just slightly steep. Bummer. I'm worried he can hear me. He probably can. If he was close enough, though, he would peek me for sure. So I figure he's not close enough. which I got lucky. I think I just saw him. No, I didn't. It was a tree. But I know I figure he's probably above me. This is super dangerous. I'm a little nervous. Just want to climb up. I'm making a lot of noise. This is dangerous for sure. But I have to move. I just want to get up this hill. Ooh, super close. He had a positioning advantage on me for sure. But the AK spray is just a little stronger. I don't know what he was spraying me with. Maybe a suppressed ump or something. But just beat him. If I didn't have an AK, I don't think I would have won that fight. The AK just hit just hard enough. Alright, so now we have 33 seconds left. I kind of want to stay near the top of the hill, so I'm trying to get up a little bit. But keep choosing really bad routes. I guess I don't know why I kept. The definition of crazy is trying something over and over again, expecting a different result, right? Is that I don't know what I'm doing. Why did I do this? I'm just like, okay, I need to get the F out of here. I have 3 seconds, so I'm gonna start scanning around. I'm praying to God no one shoots me from behind. I just want to get to this ridge because the ridge has good cover. See if I spot anyone behind me. I hear an SKS shot. I want to get vision on that guy. He's giving away his position. We need to get a little aggressive now. We have a good spot. There he is. He went prone. Never do this. Never do that. At least if you crouch, you can crouch and move around. So the circle's pretty far from me. Not exactly at the edge, but I have to move. So another guy gives away his position. See him. I could take shots, but I'm hoping he does the same thing as the last guy. He does, but not right where I need him. So now I don't think he sees me. I'm trying to keep vision on him. I'm hoping he pros out. There he goes. Because I'm suppressed, he doesn't know where he's getting shot from. He does a ring around the tree. Oh, poor guy. So now I'm taking a risk by moving out, hugging the edge, because I want that guy's level 3 helm. I know I didn't kill him with a headshot. I'm pretty sure the helm is relatively intact. Oh, I see a guy at this rock. He sees me. Taking shots. Oh, he just missed his Kar 98 shot. I got really lucky. I was standing kind of still there, so if he had enough time and he was quick, he could have positioned a headshot on me. I only had a level 2 helm, so I got really lucky, which is why I want that level 3 helm. And now we have it. There's 4 left. I don't expect there to be a guy from to the northwest, because that guy just came from there and didn't get shot. But I'm gonna be careful just in case. I fully kind of expect the last 2 to be somewhere down the hill. So I'm gonna boost up. I gotta move. But now everything I have from here on out is a definite height advantage, probably over every single player, which makes it easy to spot them below. So I expect the next player to be at this rock. That's where I think is like a good position. That's where I would be right now. And then they're not there, so go to the next rock. I see a buggy parked up there, so I know someone probably went to the rocks earlier. And these next set of rocks is where I want to be. It's just in the circle. It's in a really good cover. So I pull out the AK because I'm expecting someone to be kind of hidden down here. But I hear a shot and I see a kill. So I know where one is. Suppress mini. And now they're fighting each other. And I hear the M24, so I know the guy with the M24 is the last guy alive. That's south of me, southish. So I know he's somewhere down the hill. So I'm gonna start looking for him. I have a really big advantage. There he is. Took me a second, but I saw him. So he doesn't know where I am. I know exactly where he is. This is a really good situation to be in. I'm just gonna wait for him to make a mistake and peek. He might not peek, but I'm gonna hope he is. I have 55 seconds. I gotta be patient. There he is. He's running. He's repositioning. Take shots. I whiff. he doesn't know exactly where he's getting shot from, but he knows the general direction. So he's gonna need time to peek out and find me. He does it pretty quickly. He's definitely spotted me now. He's trying to get a better shot with his M24. He wants to one-shot me. I'm gonna reposition while he's healing, or at least I think he's healing, but he didn't. He's smart. He actually peeked out knowing I would do that. That was really smart. But he missed. And now I have direct cover from him, and I have a height advantage, so it's easy to nade. So I pull out my nades, I start tossing them towards the tree. And gotta take advantage of that. And boom, I hit him with my second nade. So I hope you enjoyed my first commentary. That was a really fun game. It's definitely different than a lot of my games where I usually take hard cover. That's one where I was in the more of an open field and exposed, and I hate playing that way. It's super dangerous to me. I always worry that I'm just going to get shot in the back, like I did to a lot of those guys. But you got to position yourself really well. You got to use those rocks. You got to use height advantages when possible. You got to put yourself in places where lower density of players, because they didn't start out in those areas, they would have to drive there. So anyways, I really hope you liked it. I'm going to do more. I'm going to try streaming on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitch at Striker Guides. Should be a link in the description. And see you next time.